do, and you just floating like in space from a spaceship. They take you to the moon and kick you out halfway between the moon and Earth, and you just trying to holler. Nobody can hear you. So when you lose your mind like that, it's like being lost inside of yourself. That is a terrible feeling, and we push that issue about not putting kids in solitary, not putting women in solitary. If you want to drive somebody insane, put them in the hole. And for a while there, I used to go to the hole on purpose, just to prove I was tough. But I wasn't tough, man. I wasn't tough at all. I was trying to let them crackers know that you couldn't hurt me no more.
Yeah, you
but
solid.
But they hurt me, man. Yeah. When they say you going to the hole, I would go and I said, I'll meet you over there. And I'll run to the solitary. But on the way, I stop at my cell block or dormitory and get my toothbrush.
But you know what's crazy? I mean, the definition of
insanity. What you get your toothbrush for?
Because you brush my teeth. I have real teeth then. These ain't. I got to put these in the jar at night.
What I was about to say was, I mean, if you actually look at the definition for insanity, is what? I mean, you expecting the same, I mean, doing something expecting a different result, doing the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So they put you guys in a situation where you're confined. But when you come out, they want you to be what? Rehabilitated? That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's it makes no sense at all.
You know, that's a joke. And they asked you to be rehabilitated. You wasn't rehabilitated before you went in. I wasn't a citizen before I went to prison. I ain't never had a job.
Yeah.
I ain't knowing about none of this jiggy boogie.
That's what makes me. That's what really, you know, the whole term with reintegration.
Yeah.
And I think the sister said it last night in the film
We
very
weren't integrated in the
eloquent.
first
Like we
place.
weren't integrated in the first place.
I'm living a life I never even knew existed. All I knew was about robbing, hustling, stealing, going to after house spots, being with my buddies, and we having fun. We been having rides, setting the prison on fire. These are my kind of lifestyles, man. Now I'm going to meetings with the senators and congressmen. I'm dealing with judges and prosecutors. Man, I ain't ever dealt with these kind of folks before unless they're gonna lock me up and send me away.
So when you sit down in these meetings, how does it make you feel when you sit next to a congressperson or a senator or whatever the case might be?
One of the things that make me feel is that I never place them above me. I deal with everybody like Tyrone mentioned Mr. Boone. He was the first man I ever met that accepted me as a human being. I had life, man. And I asked the warden to let me out of prison on the furlough. And he started laughing. He said, man, I can't do that. You got life, and I don't want to lose my pension. For a whole year, every month I waited at the back gate of the prison and asked Mr. Boone, have you changed your mind yet, man? Have you changed your mind? He finally said, I'm going to take a chance on you. And when he took that chance on me, and I had life, and I took 15 other guys that was under, like you said, under my authority. And any one of them jokers was getting ready to split. We got off the bus, and everybody got like this. You know, if a fly would have landed on any one of them jokers, I'd have been dead. Somebody would have split. But we came back. And we told him, he called me in his office the next morning, the warden. He said, y'all came back. I said, yes, sir. But it was hard. He said, well, you can go out next week. I said, no, we don't want to go right now. It's just too much. And for 4 years, this man let us out of prison 4 or 5 days a week. We went all over America from prison. And I'm serving life, man, and coming back to the prison.
Where'd you go?
We went to New York, California, Detroit, Chicago. We took several national tours. Richard Pryor came in and took us out, took us to the Apollo. We had got a couple standing ovation, whatever you call them, standing things, whatever you want to call them. They gave them to us.
I understand. I understand what your worldview was when you was growing up, and then at that time there was a lot of discrimination, segregation. What do you think about the brothers coming up now in 2017? Do you think they should maintain the same worldview that life ain't fair, that this is a country that don't care about them, or do you think they should be trying to integrate into the mainstream?
We got some young Martin Luther Kings coming up. We got some young Malcolms. There's some Nelson Mandela, Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown. They coming up through the tape. They coming up, man. We can't stop it. We can't prevent it. And everybody ain't gonna put up with this crap. And everybody know right now, everybody is tired. And when you get tired, something got to give. Something else was said earlier about pressure. Why go through all this? All this pressure that we're going through is extremely severe. Most people don't know we're going through this, but people like us going through this kind of pressure for 400 years, it makes diamonds. And it's making some guys and women stand up. And we're going to have some leaders that's going to go past Malcolm, Martin, all of them. Because they see all this stuff that we're going through right now, and these kids internalizing it. And they're going to, watch, you can't stop it, man. It's natural. It's going to happen. We got some Frederick Douglass, some Nat Turners, and brother, they coming. I just hope I'm around to see it.
Do you think they come in? Do you think they coming from the urban community? I mean, where do you think they coming from? Because my thing is, you know, growing up, you know, in the city, we were never taught to dream big. You know what I mean? We were never taught that. We were taught to get that dollar. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it starts in the household. You know what I mean? If the parents not installing in these children to dream big, who the fuck else gonna do it?
You know who can change this whole system right now? And me and Tyrone talk about this all the time. The guys in prison and the women can change the whole paradigm and the whole dynamic of what's going on in the street.
Nation.
There was a guy sitting in the audience last night that we didn't even mention, didn't acknowledge, Chip. Here go a guy did 35 years in prison, and he helped stop a killing in the street from prison in New York State with his son and other guys in the community. So you had guys in prison that got influenced. When you say about Alpo and them kind of guys, these guys can stop the killings.
Yeah.
They got the reputation,
Yeah.
they got the respect, and we can use these guys
Yeah.
to change the dynamics in the community.
But they traumatized too.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I heard the brother say that, you know, in the contents of where they're gonna come from. You know, I heard an old parable that goes from the perspective that a woman that had been hurt with pain and disgusted will give birth to a child that will not compromise, sacrifice, nor negotiate. They come with one purpose in life, and that's to get the enemy off of his people's back.
And they coming. And they coming, brother. They coming.
See, and this is the transformation that cannot be stopped by virtue of existence.
Okay.
You know, there's no question. In fact, the young kid asked me last night as I was taking him home. He's Jonathan. Jonathan said, "Mr. Parker," he says, "why do you think?" I know I shouldn't ask this question, but why do you think God has not helped us, black people? It feels like we're always getting the worst of everything. And it doesn't seem as though when we pray that it makes a difference. And this kid asked this legitimately from his heart, and he was a good kid. And I went on to tell him, I said, "Well, Jonathan, you know, and it's not bad to question God." I said, you know, by virtue of what I've been taught, Jesus questioned him while he was on the cross. You know, "Why have you forsaken me?" I said, but the spirit have got to be retained, man, that you got to believe in what you believe in, and you got to pray, but you got to work as hard as you pray. And this thing will be turned around.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, like Roach stated. Well, I have no question about this. I went to Ukraine, Kiev, Ukraine, to represent the United States about 2 years ago.
In Russia.
And
A guy from the south side.
yeah,
From the south side.
Up in the Ukraine.
Yeah, they don't
What
understand
you
that,
think when
though,
you
man.
touched down there? What went through your mind? You
Before you do that, dog, hold up, fuck.
Don't
that.
let
You
Trump
from the
know
south
about that,
side.
dog.
You
Don't
from
let
the
Trump
south
know.
side, and you went where? Say it one
yeah,
more time.
Kiev,
bro.
Ukraine.
That's what
From
I'm
the south
asking.
side.
What went through your
Come on,
mind?
man.
What went through your mind, Tyrone, when you touched down? When you were on that plane, what were you thinking?
Was there any black people there?
You know what, brother? I met, yeah, it was. It was a center of African Russians, black African Russians, and I stayed in touch with some of them brothers. You know, but the piece that occurred is that I toured the country. I stayed about 3 to 4 days, and was I was with the ambassador of Kiev, Ukraine. And I spoke with a number of students, college students. And I'll never forget one of the things that as they basically, part of their project was to write letters on how Martin Luther King affected them in Russia. And one young kid, I'll never forget, Kia was his name. He wrote a letter that stated that regardless of the circumstances that his country is in, he know that at the end it would be all right. And if the end was not, and if things were not all right, then he know one thing for sure, that this was not the end. You know, and that's the vision that we've got to always be able to retain. That regardless of the circumstances, right here and right now, if it's not what we think it would be, then we know it ain't over with. You know, and that's part of the spirit that allows for us to do the work that we do with the youth that we primarily working with.
Well, now I want to hear about the work that you do. Tell me about the Alliance for Concerned Men. Tell me how it started.
Well, the Alliance started basically after my son was killed. He was shot over Crystal skating ring over in Southeast DC. No, in Maryland.
Temple Hills.
Right, yeah, Temple
Crest.
Hills, Maryland. And basically 2 guys get to shooting at each other, and a straight bullet hits him. And I'll never forget the date, that night, about 1:30.
What was the date?
It was on November the 28th, where I got a call, 2 o'clock in the morning, from his sister. And she stated that Rodney had been shot.